right, horror and food fans. It's Dave Solo back with another edition of Universal Horror Unleashed. And I have my new best friend right next to me here in Las Vegas, Mr. Ryan Casarez. You are the chef.
Yes, sir.
You're the guy making everything delicious around here.
Man with the plan.
Universal Horror. The man with the plan. I absolutely love it. How are you, sir?
Doing all right, my man.
Before we get too deep, and we'll talk about it in a minute, I did try some of the food here, and I've decided that I'm going to stay in Las Vegas for another week, and I'm just going to eat every single meal here because everything was unbelievable.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Glad to hear that.
absolutely love it. But before we get into that, I want to know a little bit more about you. Where you're from? You know, what kind of kid were you? We always in the kitchen. Give it. Yeah.
I'm a ventureman, I would say. Originally from Biloxi, Mississippi, which always kind of surprises people when they look at me. You're from Mississippi? Yeah, a lot of places. So we moved to Colorado when I was young as well. A lot of my family lives out there from both my mother and my father's side. So went to school and everything, and pretty much had like my adolescent upbringing in Colorado, mostly Colorado Springs. Shout out Doherty High School. And after high school, I kind of always knew that I wanted to get into culinary. I'm the oldest of five, and growing up, my mother was in the post office. My dad, he worked in managing apartment complexes and whatnot. So it's very busy, taking care of the kids as any parent should, right? And
Sure.
they that left a lot of responsibility onto my shoulders. And as we started getting older, it was like, got to make sure we get lunch started for your siblings. If you can help us out getting it, and it all just kind of turned into just making sure that I helped around the house and took care of my siblings. And I personally just got tired of eating hamburger helper every day. You know,
Yeah.
I knew there was more that I could do, and one of the best times I remember actually was like during high school, early in high school, when I had some free periods and I can go home and eat lunch. And I would always uh, try to organize lunch around my mom's lunchtime so she can come home as well. We would just sit there and I would eat a bowl of cereal and watch the Food Network. Uh, we would watch Chopped,
Yeah.
and when the mystery basket ingredients would come out, she would ask me like, "What would you do?" And I would I would say 75% of the time would get something that was pretty much in line with what one of the contestants ended up doing. So I was like, I think this is something that I should probably pursue. I like to, and having a mixture of cultures and coming from the South, and food is a big part of our community, and I wanted to pursue that. So in high school, I went through post art classes, which is like a culinary thing that high school kids can do to start learning. It's like a very elevated home economics, if you will. So
Love it.
I went through that, and then junior year, I kind of made a decision. I'm either gonna stay in Colorado and just do whatever, or I'm gonna pursue culinary and I'm gonna move out to Las Vegas. And I'm gonna go to culinary school. So graduated, and 2 months after I graduated, I packed up my stuff and I moved out here to Las Vegas. And I attended the Le Cordon Bleu Culinary school that's out here for just a year to get something on my belt. And then I jumped in on the line, and rest is kind of history. I worked all the way up to sous chef. Unfortunately, with everything that happened during COVID,
Yeah.
before then I had a head chef job at Planet Hollywood, and then I went to become the executive sous chef in Morel Steakhouse at the Palazzo. Uh, COVID happened, and then I had the opportunity to go and open up Legoland, New York. And being from Colorado and around, like you see New York on TV and the movies, and it is exactly like how it is in the TV and movies. It's a different culture, and then
Yeah.
it's a different speed, and I wanted to experience that. So to be a part of that opening was fun, because also I never was a part of an opening for amusements or
Yeah.
anything like that. And then uh through my tenure there, I was like, I gotta get into the city. Like I gotta get my feet in there, and I gotta experience it. So I had an opportunity to become the executive chef of the Graduate in New York, on Roosevelt Island. So I was there for a little over a year and a half, and we decided, with family, my wife and I, we have three beautiful boys, and it's not having that family structure out there as well can kind of get a little challenging.
Yeah.
So we decided to come back home. My wife is from Vegas,
Oh, great.
great majority of her family live out here as well. So we made the trek back out here, and um, you know, in the in the look and finds of trying to get back into the industry, I was given this opportunity, and I would say it's definitely one of the more unique places that I've ever had the opportunity to work with,
Yeah.
and definitely the project itself, which is kind of ironic because to be fair, I don't really do haunted houses.
You do
Which is
now.
I do now. I have no choice. So, um, but it's been fun, and it's kind of full circle. I've got to experience a lot just being in this industry, and just getting to network, and you know seeing places that I never thought I'd be able to see, and be a part of things I never thought I'd be able to be a part of. And
Yeah.
now we're here, and we're a few days from opening this place, and it's just like surreal, right?
Oh yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
great. What an inspiring story. You know, I love everything you said, and you almost, you almost made me want to get into culinary even right now by that story. But you
We
know
got
what
an
I think?
opening. Let's go.
It's like, hey, I mean, the coat alone is reason enough. That is awesome.
Yes, I'm
That
not gonna
chef
lie.
coat is
This
amazing.
is definitely probably one of the more sleeker.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I can go into any business meeting with this coat
Right.
on, and
Yeah.
get some respect in the room.
You walked in, I said, he's serious. But one thing I really loved about your story was family, right? So you started cooking and you have siblings, and then you talked about, your mom coming home and talking about it. Was family your motivation through it all? Did your motivation change at all during your whole story?
So growing up, it was obviously family driven, and then I think everyone has to make that constant decision at one point of like, what am I going to do in my life?
Yeah.
Right? It's either I can kind of become that stereotype that everyone kind of expects for me to go down that road,
Yeah.
or I can make the decision for myself to better myself and be an asset. And knowing that I would want in the future to have a family, and going around by the upbringing that I had, everything that I've done, and I did have a kid young, right? And
Happens
I
to
would
all
tell
of
you,
us.
right? I would tell you that the moment that I found that I was having my oldest son, my whole mentality changed. I was still, this is in Vegas. I was still on the trajectory going through culinary school and everything, but that little man, he really I think was like the switch that kind of was like, yes, you are going to pursue this. And ever since that moment, and also my wife and my other two beautiful boys, and just that's been all of my motivation every single day.
Yeah.
And it is gratifying to have success, and be able to be put in a position to where you can influence people around you as well, to hopefully break that stereotype, and show that, hey, you can do this. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, what your age is. Like, as long as you have a passion for something, you apply yourself, you can. In the ceiling, and there's no ceiling to that.
For sure.
But family is my motive. And I wake up every day, I look at my kids, and it's all for them.
Yeah.
So
Well, now I think you get to cook for so many other people's families
exactly.
here,
Yeah.
right? At Universal Horror Unleashed. And let's switch gears and talk about that, right? Because again, what I tasted today, the chicken lollipops, they just changed my life. Just gonna put that out
Yeah,
there.
those are one of the fan favorites for sure.
My life has officially changed. I loved everything that I tasted. The pizza, the chainsaw pizza. There's something for everybody. But even more so, the one thing that Universal does better than anybody is storytelling, right? So talk to me about storytelling through food.
Well, that's like the amazing thing about working with Universal on this project, because they already have solidified such like iconic horror roles within the movie space, and just in the horror culture in general,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, for instance, like, hit it right on the head. We have the Texas Chainsaw Flatbread, and you look at it, it resembles the etching of a chainsaw. Little things like the Black Lagoon bites that are representative of the creature. It's sitting in that black miso broth, so it looks like it's in like the swampland. So really try to play into the horror landscape that we have here, because not a lot of people are able to do that outside of 1 month out of the year.
Right.
And we get to get creative with it every single day. And the menu we have now is just a benchmark to where we're going to continue to elevate and continue to push the limits within this space. And it's very exciting that we have I have this inspiration around me to where I don't have to really think too hard into it. It's 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 in the building,
Yeah.
right? So,
Right.
you know, it's feeding into what people want in horror, but it's also we're feeding people horror in a sense, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Somebody put that on a shirt. We need that on a shirt for it to sell here. That's
Yes.
awesome.
I will only take a small
We're
percentage. Oh.
I get a chef coat if that becomes a shirt and you get
That'd
royalties.
be
But
amazing.
we're feeding people horror. I love it. And the food and beverage here is like another character
Yes.
and a very important character, especially
it
for
is.
somebody like me who is a foodie, obsessed with food. What was the process like of coming up with all of these crazy ideas?
So we had a lot of influence from our amazing team out in Hollywood, and more specifically our vice president culinary, Chef Julia. She's been vital in her whole R&D team as well. Before I came onto this project, they already had some iterations of a lot of the food that they put together, and that is kind of that goes into the process of really like thinking beyond the realms of what we can do, and being very detail oriented in the food. Everything that's been on here, it may seem um, minor, but it's very thoughtful, if
Yeah.
you will. So working with that team, and we came on and working with Chef as well, and she's amazing. She's like, you know what, here's our iterations that we're gonna run with, but make your tweaks. Like if it works, it works. If it doesn't, if we got to change something, you have that flexibility and you have that creativity to be able to push forward and continue to elevate this program. So, she is a resource for me, but she has definitely given me the reins to say, you know what, just make it your own, but also, push it, like change the perception of what people are thinking it's gonna be. So
Oh,
when they walk through these doors, they're gonna be like, it's crazy, right? This was not just me eating food, it was an experience.
yeah.
And that's the whole mantra we're going for.
And you mentioned the different places that you've been a sous chef or a chef. I would imagine that this is the highest level of creativity that you're able to put into something. What does that do for your experience as a chef? How does it change it?
It makes me really sit back and I have to, really iterate through my thoughts.
Yeah.
A lot of the time I can just be like, okay, I got this and this. Well, put this together, right? But it's really thinking through the layers of, okay, how is this gonna make sense?
Mm,
I can make something that I know will taste good, but how is it gonna tie into the theming? How is it gonna be something that's innovative? How is it gonna be something that one of our guests is gonna come in and say, you know what, I want to come back for
yeah.
and this is something that I've never seen before.
Mm,
So I think that has been not necessarily the challenge, but it's been um stimulating,
mm.
to say,
Great
okay,
word.
here's here's something that no one really does in this city. Now make it yours and push the limits.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this menu now is just that stepping stone, and we are gonna start really R&D and working through some stuff and you know, pushing the limits of what we can, whether it's with the products that we come in with, or working with like gastronomy and having smoke or having stuff that might manipulate your mind when you eat it. You think it's something, but it's actually tasting like something else,
Yeah.
right? That's what we have to look forward to, at least in this.
Yeah, and what a compliment to the experience. It totally takes you from 3 dimensions to 4 dimensions,
100%.
especially with the palate. And I love the way you described it. Uh, what do you love to eat here?
Oh, this is every
Everything.
that is that is always the hardest question.
Yeah.
That is always the hardest
Everybody asks, but
question.
I need to know.
And honestly, I can't pinpoint one favorite. I encourage everyone to come in and they're gonna have to make that determination on their own because it's
Yeah.
very hard to pinpoint something. You ask a chef and it's like everything,
Yeah.
right? I look forward to seeing what everybody else's, favorite dishes are because that just is like kind of gratifying and kind of solidifies the like, okay, if I think everything's good and everyone else thinks it's good, we're good.
Yeah. That's great. What's your favorite dish that somebody cooks for you in life?
Oh,
Does anyone cook for you in life?
yeah, my wife has gotten better. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to my wife. When we first got together, it was a little rough. I ain't gonna lie. Love
The
you.
cooking,
Yes.
not the
No,
relationship.
not the relationship.
Okay.
The cooking.
Just want to specify. I know you're watching.
Want to specify. So yeah, but it's gotten better. And my wife is she's Filipino, so has taught me a lot of Filipino foods, and I've gotten to, kind of jump into that culture a little bit too. And
Yeah.
her family loves that. I can come over and just kind of cook for them as well. But something that I mean, it may sound terrible, but like my mother's lasagna.
Mother's
And so
lasagna.
it's not like terrible, but it's like good for me. But it's like
Yeah.
it's just I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's
It's
mom
just it's
comfort
this
food.
mom comfort food,
Yeah.
right? And then when my wife, she cooks and we with her family like beef tapas, and if
Mm.
in Filipino culture, you know what that is, and probably craving it right now because I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say probably those. And then but I'm such a simple like eater myself. Like I can really put something cool on a plate and taste amazing, but afterwards I'll be like, can I get a cheeseburger?
You're right. Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know.
Okay, too.
Yeah, it makes no sense. But
Yeah.
I would go with those two. My mother's lasagna and some beef tapas.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Uh, any of your kids showing interest in the family biz?
My all my sons. So my youngest, we just had actually it's funny, like when we were interviewing people to bring on staff, like the second day of interviews, I had my son, my baby. So he's coming up on 3 months this year. I have my 3-year old. He just loves to be in the kitchen, but he's 3, right? So he's not by any means trying to keep him safe and just do the little things. And then my
Yeah.
11-year-old, he uh he does enjoy being in the kitchen. I mean, he's 11, so he does enjoy his VR and games and stuff a little bit more sometimes. But
Sure.
when I get him involved, he knows his cuts. He can handle a knife. He makes his own eggs. He can make pizza dough. He loves to just to work hand in hand with me when we're at home because as much as I do like just get something quick to eat, I think it's very important to have like that family time where you can just cook because I don't think people understand like how important it is and like at least generationally, um, having that meal with your family really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the family theme. We have a great family here with the Sawyer family in Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yes.
and families can all come to Universal Horror Unleashed and eat all these delicious foods. There's something for everybody on this menu,
100%.
right? Kids,
Yes.
like
Yes.
all the way up to sophisticated palates like myself with
Of
those
course.
chicken lollipops. Ladies and gentlemen, come here, eat those.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So there's something for everybody. There's something for every family. And I really like that about your story and what you do here. Is your culinary team here? I
Mhm.
would assume you operate it like a family. Right.
100%. Yeah.
How's working with this team been?
It's been amazing. They're very, it's a kitchen atmosphere, right? So in with an opening, you're gonna have your bumps and bruises. You're not always gonna agree, and everyone's gonna have their thing. But the most important thing to me is that we're able to, have the conversation. The most important thing to me within any industry and just in general is proper communication.
Some of us some of us lived it in the restaurant business.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yes, I lived through it, but you know, it just doesn't give it's just not for this day and age,
Yeah.
and
It's a great
it's
point.
not really reciprocated well, right?
Yeah.
Um, and when everyone always says like our family, but it's really having to go through what the families go through,
Yeah.
right? But at the end of the day, having the conversation to come back and say, you know what, it's good, and the strong unity that this kitchen has right now, it's amazing to work with, and the team that I have, and my sous chef that I have as well has been the rock, with me,
That's great.
my right hand man, and we've been iterating and getting everything set, and it's something new every day, which is like entertaining
Yeah.
to a point, right? But um we all keep each other grounded, and the creativity of the people in that kitchen, and me personally, I don't hold myself to like an egotistical standard. It's my way of the highway
Yeah.
type of situation. It's more of, hey, if you have a good idea, let's talk about it. Let's see if we can make it reality. That makes sense. Let's try it, right? But to also have the humbleness to say, you know what, that we should probably implement that. um that's the kind of environment that I want to have, is where people don't feel that they can't express themselves. Then especially can't express himself through food. Like you need that. You
Yeah.
need to feel someone's emotion on the plate. That's at least from my point of view why we're in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it shows. I think it shows around here, and it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you. And now it helps me understand more. What's before I get into some of the Universal Horror Unleashed themed questions, I just want to. This is just me to you, right? No one's watching. Don't worry. Like I want to get to the next level of my cooking. What's something that is not easy to cook that I should attempt? Like the breakthrough, get you to the next level.
Honestly, I think it's just mastering scrambling eggs. And I don't think people really understand like how like hard, but how easy it is to really scramble good eggs.
That's great.
And I don't know if you ever see like all the Food Network shows, and one of the things everyone has their own different method of doing it,
Yeah.
right? But that once you because it's a technique behind it, and I think the most important thing that you need to master to kind of take it to the next level is the little things, the small little things, technique that goes into taking something from grilled cheese to you know croque madame,
That's
right?
great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that. I'll work on that. And then we'll have you back and we'll do like a live demonstration.
Oh, 100%.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
See? Just creating more work for myself, which is what I love. That's why I can come back. Keep coming back.
Hey,
Keep
that's
coming
fine.
back.
Yeah. I mean, my job is to make sure you're fed and you're happy. So
We're doing a great job, sir. So just a couple of the things you can find here at Universal Horror Unleashed, besides the amazing show that's going on next door right now. I'm just going to throw a couple things at you. Just tell me your opinion about it.
yeah.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Uh it's representative of that old school feel of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Yeah, 50 years.
Yes, yes, it's crazy. And I know I'm not the oldest cat around, but it's just like 50 years, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a pretty long time. Scary.
Yeah.
Very scary. Even walking through this, I've walked through all these houses with the lights on,
Okay.
and I still got scared.
Great.
No actors, no nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay, great. How about the Universal monsters?
oh, Universal Monsters so iconic. The attention to detail in the houses is not spared whatsoever, which is, like I said, why you can walk through with the lights on and still be kind of shaken.
Yeah. How about Jack's Alley Bar?
Oh, Jack's, you gotta come try Jack's Alley Bar. It's a very like horrific but like seductive area. It's very amazing cocktail program. We have our VIP booths in there. You that that separate experience. Um, it's the horrific seductive circus feel. Um, gotta experience it. Gotta experience.
Horrifically seductive. I like that.
That might be another shirt.
He's a shirt machine.
Yeah.
All these royalties. I need that chef coat though. So before you go, I know I'll let you get back out there and keep making that delicious food. I'm probably gonna eat some more before I leave today.
I will bring you whatever you.
Oh, this. Can he just stay?
Gotcha.
Okay, can he just stay forever? Do a couple fun questions for you.
Yes.
Okay. Since we are in this amazing, horrifically seductive atmosphere,
Love it.
I love Halloween. You love Halloween.
Love Halloween.
What was your favorite Halloween costume that you ever?
Ooh. I gotta think way back. I think it was a Ninja Turtle.
Ah,
Yeah.
I hope we can
this
get that.
this was like when like my mother was still kind of like putting together our. It wasn't like going to get the legit
yeah.
like costumes. Like
Yeah.
your mom kind of made the costume a little bit, right? So, but it was nice. My whole body was green for like 2 days.
Mom went all the way.
Yeah, she went in. She was actually grapes one year, and when she was grapes, they put just a bunch of purple balloons all
Balloons,
over,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean? So I think those nostalgic ones, like I love paying a lot of money for super
Yeah,
expensive Halloween costumes, but the Ninja Turtle one that your mama made,
that's
can't
good.
go wrong.
Who can beat grapes? That's just a
Yeah, I don't remember she won the costume that year. I'm sure a lot of those grapes popped before she actually
Right.
made it to the stage, but
Oh, that's just a great visual.
exactly,
I enjoy that.
grapes.
Grapes. So you get stuck in the Sawyer family house from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You're in the basement. You have to escape. How are you going to escape?
Just outlandishly, just screaming,
Just go, and they're like,
just in this one. They're like,
yeah, you'd be a little much for the Sawyer.
yeah, they'd be like, is he our cousin? Yeah.
That's blending in.
right?
Perfect. I love it. You could pick one Universal monster to hang out with for the day. Who you?
Dracula.
Dracula. What are you and Dracula doing that day?
Probably strolling the town on the strip, having some drinks, and just doing cool stuff. I don't know, because I feel like Dracula's
Yeah.
like probably one of the more relatable, like
Yeah.
because I can't necessarily walk down the strip with like werewolf.
Yeah. Wolfman will be too big and hairy.
Kind of too like
Yeah. Dracula just
Dracula,
blend in.
he just blends in. He can probably get us table seats. And like give us table seats, and then we're just there and like
He's
you
smooth.
get everything like comped, right? Like
Yeah.
that's cool because you just look at him and he just tells you what to do and do it.
He's seductively horrific.
He's seductively horrific. Exactly.
I love that. I wish we could cut to a montage of you and Drac on this trip right now. That would be phenomenal. I just pictured that. We're going to do a little word association.
Yes.
I'm going to say a word. You're going to give me one word response. First thing that pops in your head as it relates to Universal Horror Unleashed, because here, every one of your senses is just tantalized, right? So we're going to go over the five senses.
Okay.
And as soon as I say one, you're going to tell me the first thing that pops in your head as it relates to where we are. Are you ready?
Yes, it might not correlate too well, but yes.
We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go
Let's
for
do
it. It can't be weirder than some of the stuff I've heard today.
I
So
can only imagine.
maybe it could. I don't know. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Touch.
Ghosts.
Okay. We'll do smell again. Smell.
Smell. Lagoon.
Hear.
Screams.
Sight.
Horror.
Finally, taste.
Delicious.
Need we say more? It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Thank you for
sir.
taking
I
the time.
appreciate it, of course.
And thank you for creating such delicious food. Everybody needs to come here and try. Even if you come here just for the food, it's well worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a blast. Make sure you come and say hello to all of our friends here. For everyone in the studio, I'm Dave Solo saying we'll see you next time right here on Universal Horror Unleashed.